Okay, good evening. Call the meeting to order at 7:01 PM. Inform the public we are returning from an executive session. Has the board had a chance to review our minutes?
Yes, and I'd like to recommend that we approve the minutes.
I'll second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Those are approved. Department heads and committees, we have Chief Janice with us tonight. Chief?
Good evening. There's that little packet I give you there. First, we'll start off with the activities report for the month of February. Fire incidents, MVAs, investigation, public assist were 80. Ambulance, medical emergencies, MVAs, public assist 128. Miscellaneous inspections, fire alarm work, and items of note 52. Mutual aid, fire, ambulance, and mutual aid calls, 14 ambulance given, 3 ambulance received, 1 fire given, 2 fire received, total of 20. LOD shifts, 1 man for 24 hours, sick shifts, 4 men for 204. As of 2/28/13, this time, approximately last year, we'd gone to 483 calls. 2/28/14, we're up to 405. The next page is the report on Dwayne. I don't think we need to go over it. Everybody's got them figures. The update on Dwayne's health, I guess you'd say. He's through with the chemo. I'll go over this quick. Chemo, you can read it step by step. He's through with the chemo. He starts radiation, I believe, it's supposed to be 3/19/14. And he has to go for 17 treatments. Then after that, it'll be 4 to 5 months before they can, after the radiation treatments, they prepare for repairing the knee. Then he'd probably be out another 4 to 6 months after they repair the knee. He had a little setback after the chemo. His blood cell counts went down, and he had to be taken back to Boston, and they got him up, and he feels, I talked to him today, he feels very confident that he's going to be ready for his radiation treatments on the 19th. And the other thing is the ambulance, like everything else, prices go up on everything, and it's been, I think, 4 years since we've gone up with our ambulance rates, and this is kind of a breakdown. RFD, that's what we're at now, and proposed is what we're going up. Somerset and Westport are close, so I kind of went in between on all of them. The top column is for the runs and all the, if we use drugs, or if it's ALS or BLS, all the different things that we charge extra for, plus the mileage. I have one more thing, Mr. Chair. Just so you'll know, the insurance companies are getting tough on, I don't want to say they're paying us well, collections are good, but it's going to, the insurance companies are pushing for this community paramedic. I don't know if you've heard about this. And it's going to be in Massachusetts within months. It's what's happening right now is FCAM, Fire Chiefs Association, and the Professional Firefighters of Massachusetts are putting a program together so everybody's on the same page with this, which I think is, and once they get this established on how we're going to charge and stuff like that, what it means is if you call for an ambulance and you just have low blood sugar, okay? They don't want to see you in the emergency room, the insurance companies. What they want to do, they're willing to pay us $600-700, whatever it may be, for the paramedic to go out to that house, okay, do the care, talk to medical control, okay, render the care, and that's it.
So they want you to act as the doctor?
Yes, and this would be only one guy. It's probably going to cut down on our transports. But the reason why is, if we transport that same patient to Morton Hospital, first of all, it's probably around $1,200 for the ambulance ride, okay? And as soon as we cross that emergency room door, it's $3,000. So now we're up to around $4,200. This is before they even do anything at the hospital. So the insurance companies are trying to crack down and do this, and they're willing to pay the ambulance service in the town a single paramedic to go out and do these things. Now, it's not going to be on everybody, but I mean like a low blood sugar or something to that.
So in other words, if I call an ambulance,
Yeah.
I don't know it's low blood sugar, you
Oops, I'm
come.
sorry.
That's all right.
Low blood sugar.
Yeah,
You send somebody down, you send the ambulance down.
yeah,
They assess the situation and find that it's low blood sugar.
Yep.
So in a case like that, you're comfortable doing something like
No, they'll
that?
be on the phone with medical control.
Yeah,
And yes, there is liability issues here.
yeah.
This is something FCAM, the
I'm not
firefighters,
crazy about that at all.
the firefighters and the PFM are working out. They got big lawyers that are taking care of this. And that part of it hasn't been worked out yet. But it's coming. It works very well, I guess, in Arizona, and there's a couple other places that have already gone into effect with it.
I think something to keep us updated on.
Yes, oh, definitely. It's, I just wanted to give you a heads up, so when it does come about, you're not,
Now, is this going to be a mandated type of program?
well, yes. What it's going to be almost like doctor's appointments. The affiliate hospital, which is at Morton with us, and wherever else we take patients to, their doctors are gonna call us and say, okay, can you go over to such and such
XYZ, yeah.
address to check Mrs. Jones out? And that's when we'll do it. Now, when the paramedic gets there and sees that he should go to the hospital, that's another thing. If it's something he can take care of, that's what's,
I see. Scared of it
they rather pay us
myself.
$600.
It's all a
than-
matter of money, isn't it?
Yeah, it
Always
is.
a
It's the
matter of
insurance
money.
companies, which
It's- I'm not
run the
comfortable
country.
at all.
I just feel like they're gonna put us in the middle on a liability issue.
Oh, yeah.
Well, this is the thing, like,
We're
Fire
gonna be
chief
stuck
Very
with
Association.
nervous
it.
about
the
situations
Fire
like
Chiefs
that.
Association and the professional firefighters, they're working hard with this to make sure it's right.
Yeah,
And everybody's on the same page.
yeah.
That's the important thing.
I mean, the care of the person is prime, obviously. The money doesn't,
Not
Yeah,
anymore, unfortunately.
I know.
No.
Please keep us informed.
I will.
Can I
Thank
have a
you.
motion for the chief's proposal?
Yes.
If there's any questions, I don't know.
Second the motion.
Okay.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
That is approved. All right, thanks, chief.
Okay.
One appointment tonight, we had the lone applicant for the vacancy on the Board of Overseers. It's Mr. Richard Freeman. What's the board's pleasure?
I make a motion that we accept him for the position.
All in favor? He is appointed. No other appointments, no public hearings tonight. New business, Mr. Shivo?
None.
Mrs. Smith? Old business, Mr. Shivo?
None.
Mrs. Smith?
None.
No, thank you. Town Administrator's Report, Mr. Buckner.
Finance Committee has begun meeting with department heads, at least the larger ones. Their next meeting is Monday, the 24th. Bridgewater Raynham has a draft budget public hearing tomorrow night, and tomorrow, Thursday, we'll receive their draft or proposed assessment to the town. As far as an annual town meeting schedule, we always take the town meeting date and work backwards. And articles are going to be due March 31st. I'll have a draft of all proposed articles presented to the board for April 1st, that's a Tuesday, a draft warrant for April 8th, and a final warrant for signatures on April 15th. School roofs, as you know, La Liberty and Merrill School will have their roofs replaced this summer. Bid to due March 20th, award early April, and contractors will begin work as soon as school is out. Walmart too, and there's some interest there The grand opening has been delayed as it struggles to finish up the necessary work to receive its occupancy permit, or at least a temporary OC. They don't have a date yet, but they're thinking it could be as soon as Friday or Saturday. Next Selectmen's meeting, John Charbonneau, Director of Planning and Development, and Applebee's request for a change of hours on Sunday morning. Collective bargaining with OPEIU, next meeting is March 18th. Department head meeting, March 20th.
Any questions for Randy?
No.
Okay. Selectmen's report, Mr. Shivo.
Done tonight.
Mrs. Smith.
I just want to say it was a very nice week of reading with the young kids down at the school. You all went, I'm sure.
Yep.
And it was nice to go Dr. Seussen again. It was a lot of fun.
It's always a good time.
And can I congratulate my son?
Oh, sure. On,
500 wins.
he hit it.
He hit it in Florida, and I'm really so proud of him, the team. They did it for him. So he's 500 wins, 273 losses, and 5 ties.
Fantastic.
He's got a great show there, so
does.
congratulations, Richard.
Good job. I just have one thing. In past years, we've done it, and I would ask the board to consider doing it again this year. Unfortunately, we've all read about it. Taunton State's again on the chopping block through the governor's budget. And, in past years, we, again, have gone on record supporting keeping that opened, in part because it could be our constituents who are forced to go to Worcester for treatment instead of Taunton. But I think over and above that, this year with the significant rise in drug use, I think it's more prevalent now that we do have this type of a resource close to home. It's unfortunate what's going on out there, but I think Taunton State has and will hopefully continue to play a vital role in the community. So I'd ask the board to do a letter to the governor expressing our support for maintaining Taunton State.
Certainly support that, and I would make a motion that we proceed with that.
Second.
All in
Yep.
favor?
Very much so.
Approved. Thank you. Correspondence tonight. We have correspondence from John Grace on Center Street in Raynham. This is about beekeeping regulations. As the board knows, we've been in the process of drafting some bylaws, and he is giving us some information on honeybees in particular, and he notes that it's responsible beekeepers like himself that are helping to ensure they continue to live on to supply the world with food. He agrees that bylaws are very important to ensure safety and order in a town, but he can assure us that a responsible beekeeper has been through a beekeeping class and is a member of a beekeeping club, will make sure that bees are not a nuisance or safety issue. He would caution us to support bylaws limiting honeybees. I know this is still being drafted, but I wouldn't say that we're trying to limit honeybees. We're trying to control honeybees, and that's as a result, as the board recalls, of a complaint last year from neighborhood residents for one particular issue. But we thank him for the correspondence. Correspondence from the Department of Housing and Community Development. It's the subsidized housing inventory biennial update. Some information has to be sent to the state, and I assume, Randy, you and John Charbonneau will work on that? Yes. Okay. Some good news from Roger. He and I spoke earlier this week, and this is a follow-up to last week's lengthy discussion on the truck issue. After some persistence by Roger and obviously the communication we had with him last week, we are going to receive an additional 3-year warranty on our vehicle free of charge, and then in addition to that, a credit of about $2,800. Is that the correct figure? Correct. Randy? In addition to the free warranty, so it's about $6,000 in discounts to the town, which I think is definitely appropriate, and I give Roger credit for pursuing that, and I hope it sends a message to the vendor that, these things won't be tolerated in the future.
Good outcome.
Yes, great outcome. Another correspondence from the highway superintendent for a bid, the canvass and award of chemical applications to park and grounds. And the recommendation is to award it to Yukon Landscaping, a Raynham business here in town. And they have done it for the past 8 years. What is the board's pleasure?
Motion that we accept them as the supplier for that service.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
That is approved. Correspondence from Kerry Maderas requesting approval for a road race / walk in honor of her son who recently passed away from a battle with addiction. It looks like some details still have to be worked out. My recommendation for the board would be to approve pending the approval of both chiefs, as there are some logistics that quite obviously still have to be worked out.
I will so move.
All in favor?
Aye.
That is approved. Correspondence from the Cemetery Commission requesting a town meeting article to transfer the sum of $5,000 from the sale of lots accounts to fund road and infrastructure expansion at the Pleasant Street Cemetery. What's the board's pleasure?
Move that the transfer be made.
All in favor?
Aye.
That is approved. And then we have correspondence from Attorney Ed Brennan requesting the acceptance of a public way, Carriage Hill Drive, Carriage Hill Estates Phase 2. This would go on the town meeting warrant, and it would be acted upon if we get a favorable report from both planning and the highway superintendent. What's the board's pleasure?
To entertain the draft.
All in favor?
Aye.
That is approved. No other correspondence. Seeing no press time with us tonight, no emergency business, no citizens nor community members present this evening. What is the board's pleasure?
Move to adjourn and pay the bills.
All in favor?
Aye.
We are adjourned. Thank you.